Hey, today I'm going to show y'all how to use Google Keep. Google Keep is like Zoom. It's just another online conferencing website. It's ran through Google. You already have an account, even if you don't know it, because you have a Gmail um, account. It's ran through email just like Google Classroom and things like that. So to begin to use it, the reason we're using it is all kids have in grades 2 through 5 have a Gmail account, and they'll be accessing it through that. K&1, you'll be doing this differently, but 2nd through 5th, you will be using Google Meet. So to log on to Google Meet, you just go to Google Chrome. Before we log in, I would suggest you go ahead and whatever you're going to teach that day, you go ahead and log on. For example, if you're going to be teaching something on ConnectEd, I would go ahead and go to ConnectEd and go ahead and type in your username and your password. And Megan Talton was nice enough to let me use hers so that I could kind of show you how to work it. So I would just go ahead and log on. Go ahead and pull up your teacher's edition, and I would go ahead, let's just say she's going to go over the story right here. I'm just going to click one. Go ahead and click on go. And you can go ahead and make it big and minimize it so that when you're ready, you'll have it down here ready to go. And then I would do the same thing. If I was going to be using Think Central, I would go ahead and pull up Think Central website. Same thing here. I'll go ahead and log on and get it on whatever math lesson you are doing, or any other website you plan on using. I would go ahead and have it ready before you start. Now, you don't have to necessarily click on what you're going to be on. You can go to it later, but the login part, I would have that finished. So now to get on Google Keep, you just have to go to google.com. You can log in if you're not already logged in. I'm already logged in. You can either go through your email. Well, my email's not logged in apparently. Let me log back in. Or you can go over here to the waffle on your email. I'm gonna try email one more time. There we go. Through your email or anywhere that you have the waffle that you're logged on into. This is the waffle. You'll click here, and you'll look at all these little icons and find the one. It goes down as pretty far, but find the one that has the camera with looks like it's in an apostrophe or something, and click and it says Meet, and click on it. This takes you directly to the Meet account. Notice we didn't have to sign in, and it's because we're signed into our Gmail account. There are two ways to start a meeting. I'm going to show you both ways. The first way, we're just going to show you while we're on Meet. To start it, this is the easier way, but to me, the other way is a little bit better because you can schedule a time with it, but I'm going to show you this one anyways. All you have to do is click Join or Start a Meeting. Once you click Join or Start a Meeting, you will type in the meeting name. You're not putting in a code because you're not joining a meeting, you're actually creating a meeting. So you type in the name that you want your meeting to be. So I'm just going to type in March 27th. I didn't put a space because it'll allow you to put a space, but you'll see in just a minute when the titles there are no spaces. But anyways, so I'm just going to click Continue. All right, so now this just says I'm able to join the meeting. It does not mean I'm in the meeting yet. As you can see, your camera's going to be up on it. You can turn your camera off, but I'm sure the kids will want to see you. So when you're ready, you'll just click Join Now. Okay, so this means you've started the meeting. Right here is the information that you're going to be sending your students. I would click where it says Copy Joining Information. Now there is the web address here, and also a way for them to call in if they had to. I wouldn't highly suggest that, but this does give an option if students do not have internet access. They're still going to be able to hear the teacher go over things. So that is another option. If they do call in, they'll have to put in this PIN that's provided, but those are two options to do it. There are two ways you can share this. You can share this on Seesaw, or you can share it through email. Since everybody already has Seesaw set up, I would go ahead and share it that way. Those that have internet access are going to be able to access it that way. If you do not have all your students on Seesaw and you want to send another way, you can post it on a class Facebook page. You can text it to a parent. If they're wanting to call in, you can just text this link directly to them. There's many different options. But I would go ahead and copy this. Again, just click where it says copy joining info, and I would post it with a time that you're going to start the meeting. For example, if you're going to put on Seesaw, I would say we are going to have our March 27th class beginning at 2 o'clock. Make sure to click on the link or dial in at 2 o'clock. We will start at about 2:05, so make sure you're logged in by then. That's all I would do, and send it to them to give them the option. Once you've done this, you can exit off. Now, this does not mean, the meeting has started. You have the information. So this means you have to start the meeting at about 2 o'clock. You have to send all this out and hope they all log on. That's the reason I'm not really fond of this choice, but this is a choice on how to create a meeting. I'm going to go ahead and show you the things you can do throughout Google Meet, and then I'll show you the other way to to create a meeting. Sorry. All right, so as you can see down here, you've got right here, it says the title of your meeting, and as you can see, there's no spaces. When you click this arrow, this is where you're going to get those details, where you can copy the joining information again if you needed it. You can also attach documents, but you have to do that through Google Calendar, which is the other way I'm going to show you in just a minute. You can turn on captions. This allows anybody that may have a disability to be able to read what you're saying and things like that, if that's an option that's needed. I'm going to go ahead and turn them off. All you have to do is click it again. And then you've got where it says present now. Now it's going to say, do you want to share your entire screen or just a window? If you click just a window, that means you can share one website and that's it. I don't suggest to do that one. I would just go ahead and share your entire screen. And when you click on this, your face is going to go away. You have to click on the screen, just click on it and then click share. And now it's going to be sharing whatever is on your screen. And this is on my screen right now, so that's all you're seeing. I've got to go up here and click on what tab I want them to see. That's why I said go ahead and have them open. So I could go ahead and open Reading Connect Ed, but I forgot a very important step. So we're going to go back. I'm going to stop presenting and show you some other stuff before we go that far. The most important thing you need to do, which I forgot to do, is as soon as you start, you need to go over here to these 3 dots, click on the 3 dots and click record meeting. This is for the students that may not be able to log on at 2 o'clock that you scheduled a meeting, but you can post it on YouTube, which there's another link for a video on how to do that. You can post it to YouTube to help. That way it gives more access to your students to see if they can't get on it right away. So I'm going to click on record meeting. This says ask for consent. Recording a meeting without consent may be illegal. We're going to send out something to get consent beforehand, so we're going to go ahead and click accept. And it counts it down. It says it'll be recording soon, and you will hear that noise. That means it started the recording. So I would do that before I did anything, and then welcome to class and start teaching. Before I show you how to share screen, I'm just going to go ahead and go over everything in these 3 dots. When you're ready to stop your recording, you just have to click right here. You can change the layout if you want to. There are different versions. You can do sidebar, which means my picture would be here, but I would still see my students over here. Spotlight, which is what I think it's on now, or tiled. You can just leave this alone. Unless you want to be able to see all your students, which is fine. Sidebar seems to be the easiest, gives you access to everyone. Okay, also under these 3 dots, you can turn on the captions here, which I already showed you the other way. You can go full screen. There's settings. You can go in here and make with your microphone. If this is working, I would not mess with it. You can use your phone for audio. If something's happening and your students can't hear you, you can dial in with your phone and use it for audio. All right, so that's really all you need to know with these 3 dots. So again, this is still recording. So if I've talked to my kids and I said, hey, whatever y'all want to say to your kids. Then I'd be ready to present. So again, I would go to present now, and I would do share your entire screen instead of just one window. All right, and then you've got to click again on this to share the screen and click share. All right, again, this is just going to be showing what your screen is showing. So I've got to go up here and click. If I want to show them stuff on ConnectEd, I would click on ConnectEd. And if you remember, we minimized this so I can pull it up, and then I can start going over all this with my students. I can introduce the essential question, what sounds can you hear, how you made. The students are able to talk to me at this point. I can go on. You can describe what this is. We're not really going to be able to use a graphic organizer right now. You can click and try to write if you want to. You may want to practice though. And then it's going to go on and show all this stuff to the students. When you're simply finished recording, showing them all this, you can exit off of this one or just minimize it again. That takes you back to ConnectEd. All right, so then if you move on to Think Central, all you're going to have to do is click here. Now again, you should already be logged in. I didn't beg Megan for this information as well, but you can go ahead and be logged in and you can explain stuff. Then when you're ready to stop presenting, stop showing your screen, all you have to do is, if you're on like ConnectEd, you can go down here and click stop sharing, or you can go back up here and click on the side. So I'm just going to show you how to do it by clicking stop sharing. All right, now you notice it didn't take me back to my other screen. I've got to come up here and click, and now it's back on my camera. That's the only thing. I think it will show your screen right away, but for me, what I'm looking at, all I could still see was ConnectEd. The students probably could see me, but I couldn't see what the students were seeing, so I had to go back up here and click where it says Meet. I'm trying to think of anything else. Let me go over this up here. This right here will show you a chat box. If I was to send out a chat to my students, or I could say, okay, listen, if y'all have a question, we don't need to all be trying to talk at one time, type it into this chat box. You're gonna see a message pop up right around here if you get a message from a student, and you can address that message. You can't allow them to talk. That just might be a little more difficult. The first thing I would do with my students after, hit record, get it started, I would show them how to mute themselves and tell them you want muted unless you ask them to turn it back on, because as we know, when we try to do the Zoom activity, everybody's talking at once and it got confusing. So I would mention that microphone to them for sure down at the bottom. I don't think you can see that on my screen. I think all you can see is my face. I'm not real sure what the students can see. I don't know if they can see that. I know y'all can, but I would just describe what the microphone looks like and have them turn it off. And I would highly suggest using the chats, because everybody's going to be able to see the chats and you'll be able to answer them. All right, when you click up here on people, right now I'm the only person in this, but if I had any more, it would list them right here. The other day I did this with some of the other teachers, and Brittany Walker was on here, and I wanted to see what it would do if I muted her, so I clicked mute, which worked. She couldn't talk, but then I couldn't unmute her. So then we had to try to find out how to unmute. She had to figure it out. So just remember, if you mute a student, they will have to unmute themselves. To get off of either the chat or the people, and you can just toggle back and forth with them. And then right here's where you type. I'm sorry, let me show you this. If I said, hey, that's where it's going to show. But if I click over here, it gets rid of my chat. You can't see it anymore. But if a student sent me something back, it would show up right here. But to get off of the people or the chat, you just click on your picture and it makes it go away. Okay, so that's how you pretty much do it all throughout. That's all really the special things we need to know about. And as soon as you're finished, before you end the call, you need to go back to these three dots and click stop recording. And it'll say this recording will be saved in, it says Mary Beth Gillens, but your drive. So I'm going to click stop recording. The thing that I have found out with this is that it does not save to your drive like that. I looked for about 10 minutes earlier trying to find my recording. It just takes it a while. So I'm going to show you where the recording is after I show the other way to create a meeting. So to end this meeting, I'm just going to click leave call. All right, and I'm finished with that meeting, so I'm going to exit off. I'm going to show you now the other way to create a meeting. To me, this is the best way, because you can go in here and set it for a certain time. So what you do is you click on the waffle and you bring up your calendar. Okay, once you bring up your calendar, I'm going to take this one off so there's not so much on there. Okay, I'm back in March. Let's say I wanted to create a meeting for Monday. All right, all I have to do, Monday is the 30th, is click on the day. As soon as I click on it, it pops up a box. So I'm going to title this March 30th class session on Meet. Oops. All right, so I can go ahead and add a time to this. If I want to go ahead and establish a time that I'm going to meet every day, that's fine too. I'm going to add a time, and I'm going to say we're going to meet at 10 o'clock in the morning. All right, and then I'm going to end it just in case. Now, this, if you put 2 hours, that does not mean you're going to be on here 2 hours, but I would rather overshoot than undershoot, so I'm going to put that it's ending at 12. And then I'm going to go ahead and save it right away. Okay, that doesn't mean anybody is on the meeting yet. So now what I have to do is click where it says March 30th class session. Okay, then I'm going to go to edit. Okay, I'm going to, I've already set my time. Now what I want to do is where it says conferencing, I want to add conference and change it to Hangouts Meet. Okay. Okay, so once I change it to Hangouts Meet, I'm giving this right here underneath where it says Hangouts Meet, gives me that link. As you can see, Lindley just woke up, so she is now in our meeting. But anyways, I'm sorry, this is the link that you would give to your students. So all you would have to do is copy this, and the phone number and PIN. Again, you can send this home on Seesaw. You can send this by email to the students, or if you have a parent that wants to be able to dial in, you can text them this or add it to a Facebook page. Any way you want to do it. You can also add guests right here right away. If you had a class email set up, for example, if I had a class and I created a group called Miss Gillen's class, I could just type this in there and it would email them right away. You can also put the link on Google Classroom. There's several ways to do it. But when you're finished, all you have to do is go to save. Okay, now when you're ready for that meeting, you'll just have to click where it says Join Hangouts Meet. And it's going to take you directly there. Now, if you join right now, obviously nobody's going to be there because you've set it up for March 30th at 10 o'clock. The reason I like to do it this way is because you are able to give the parents plenty of time to know that at 10 o'clock on Monday, that's when we're starting. So that's why I think Google Calendar is the best way to set it up. Again, in Google Calendars, to get the access to this, just click on Edit, and you can click right here where it says Hangouts Meet, and you can copy that right there. I would just do Control and C, or you can right click on it and click where it says copy, and then share it on Seesaw, share it on a Facebook page, share it on Google Classroom, or any option. And then all you have to do is on Monday, I would say a little bit before 10, go ahead and click on this link. And again, all you got to do is click right here, and it's going to take you directly to the link. And go ahead and click join so that you're ready when your students start joining. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'm not going to go back through and present. We've already done all that. You would do the same thing. Don't click on present, but go ahead and click on join now. All right, and once you're in there, the first thing you need to do, again, remember, is to click those 3 dots and click record meeting. And when you're finished, you'll just click on those 3 dots and click stop recording. So that's how you, same thing as before, you're still in the meeting the same way. Now, I want to show you what we do once, how it is recorded, where it's saved. So I'm going to go ahead and hit end on my call and leave this. Now, you remember we recorded that first little fake meeting I had. I got an email right away, and it says, that the recording and chat transcript are now available. I can open it in Drive. All right, this gives me the option to go ahead and download it. That's probably what I would do so that it would be on my computer. But if it's not, you can, I mean, you don't have to record it. You can leave it in your Drive. I'm going to show you real quick where to find it in your Drive. Go to your email, click on the waffle, click on Drive. And if you look at your folders, I have a lot of folders. You may not have as many. You'll have one that says Meet Recordings. It creates it automatically. I didn't create this. The thing I do not like about it is that it does not do it by title. I would go ahead right away and I would retitle this. You can go in here and rename and put March 27 class. That way I know which one's which. There it is. And then when I click on it, there's my recording. The reason, sorry, you would want to do this is because now I can go and upload this video. I got to get my face off of here, sorry. Okay, the face I was making was bothering me. You can put this straight to YouTube. And I have shared a video on how to download something to YouTube. If you're using a Chromebook, you can download straight from your Drive. If you're on a laptop, what I suggest you do is go right over here and download. It's going to scan it for viruses, and then it's going to download it to my to my computer. When downloading something on YouTube, it's super easy, especially on a Chromebook, because you can just go to your Drive. But there's another video on how to download to YouTube. So if you need to do that, you can. Pretty much that's meetings in a nutshell. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to help. But those are just the things that you have to do to use Google Meets. I hope that helps.